What's up, guys, and welcome back to Collecting and Hobbies. And you're probably freaking out. What is that in front of me? Well, according to the title, this is my newest G.I. Joe. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, she's part of a little animation video thing that I'm doing, and she kind of joins the G.I. Joes because she kind of looks like a G.I. Joe without her scarf on, of course. And the Barbie doll eyes. But anyway, I finally got the first wave of the classified collection. And here we go. And get them all out here real quick. There's Scarlet. There's Duke. The one we're going to review right now in just a minute. Number 1, Roadblock. And Snake Eyes. So I got the first 3 together, Roadblock, Duke, and Scarlet, at the same time. I do not have the deluxe version of Snake Eyes. Otherwise, I'd be reviewing him first because he was the first of all of them to come out. But since I don't have the deluxe version of him, we're going to start with number 1. And number 1 is Roadblock. So we're going to go ahead and do Roadblock. And if you're wondering where number 4 is, I should be getting him in 2 days. So Destro is one of the hot sellers. So he's coming a couple days later. Alright, so Roadblock. Now I'm going to tell you straight out the gate. I already know a little bit about these figures because they have been out a little while, and I have Wave 2 coming pretty soon. They actually ship today, so they should be here within probably 3 to 5 days. But if you haven't figured it out from my channel yet, I'm very OCD. I like to do things in order. But I can tell you, releasing Snake Eyes. Oops, this is number 00. The original, the other Snake Eyes. One that has a Uzi and a ton of weapons and a little display rack and all that kind of stuff. It was a very wise move from Hasbro because he's like super duper articulated. He's like very flexible, and he's a good precedent to stand out and to be the kind of like the leader, or I mean, you know what I'm saying, like the first of the G.I. Joes of what they can do and what they're going to do. But it seems like Hasbro, unfortunately, and this is, I hope this doesn't happen with G.I. Joes, but they seem to start off real good when they start off a line, and then they slowly kind of cut corners and stuff like that on like everything. Like the Lightning Collection, the last few things that they've released, they're cutting corners on paint, not painting helmets, not painting the back of the figures, not painting their morphers, not painting their belts. And they always start off good, but then they cut corners. And Hasbro, if you're watching this, stop. Stop doing that. They only cost $2 or $3 to make. You own this property, but I mean, the Lightning Collection even, you own that property too now. Supposedly outright, even though it says SCG, copyright SCG or something on the back. So I don't know. I think to some extent Saban still has some partial copyright on that, maybe a little bit of control. But anyway, we're talking about G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe was created by Hasbro, so they shouldn't have that problem. Now, what these symbols mean, I'm not really sure. Maybe he's lightning fast. He's good with weapons. He likes big cannons. I don't even know what this one is. But, yeah, the artwork is really good. I really like the artwork on these. And side of the package, that's really good art there. And the bottom of the package right there these guys that he's fighting against, these red and black Cobra guys, they kind of look like bats. If you look at them, they kind of look like the robot ones from back in 1986, but the bats in 86 were black and yellow, mostly black. But I hope these aren't the new bats, because I hope the new bats look more like the 1986 ones. But there's some kind of Cobra Trooper. Maybe it's supposed to be the Red Ninja. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be, but the Red Ninja is in Wave 2. And the Red Ninja is prominently, well, featured right there, right next to Baroness. There's several of them, actually. And so this is a good artwork. And like I did in my original review, when they first announced these, see, those look like the guys that that Roadblock was fighting. Kind of. I don't know what those guys are. Kind of look like aliens. I'm not really sure. But this Cobra Commander, this Baroness, they actually do look like the figures. So this artwork was basically a reveal of the first two waves, is what it was. Exactly. So she's a Target exclusive for the time being, though. And quite possibly she might stay that way. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this figure open. I've talked long enough. And alright, so I just cut the tape and I pulled this open. This is something that we've been seeing. Pretty sure it's the exact same thing as Black Series and Lightning Collection, which I'm actually skipping over. I was going to do Overwatch and Lightning Collection because I got those first. But G.I. Joe is something I used to collect a long time ago, and that's how excited I am about these. I did look this over at the paint job firsthand. There's a nice G.I. Joe logo right there. Hear about that? And yes, that does come out. That's just a little insert you can take out. And so put the packaging away for now. Let's go ahead and look at his accessories. Now this, I already know what this is. This is a magazine, like a ammunition magazine, to put into your big honking gun that he comes with. And wow, it's painted on both sides. Remember that. I painted things on both sides on the first figure. And see how much they do that later on. Now this knife, it's a nice looking metal knife, but it has no paint on it whatsoever. Okay, so I put that tape back. Now let's get out his other accessory. He only comes with 3 accessories, but he comes with the fewest accessories out of everybody so far in the wave, or even in the series, I think. But this is a really big accessory. It's like as big as the figure itself, pretty much. And it's got plenty of paint on it, I guess. It's got several blue dots. It's actually translucent. Let me see if I hold it up to light. You can tell. It's translucent right there. Now I'm in my back house. This is kind of like my basement. I keep all the stuff that nobody cares about. It's like, yeah, not my main house. But anyway, so he can hold it like this with the trigger, with the handle down here, and also over here, kind of like this, like the way I'm holding it right now. And then you can put the magazine in there, and I don't think it really matters which way you plug it in. Yeah, there you go. Just plug in the magazine. And here's his, one more time, his dinky little knife. Some people are saying that this thing sticks out. It actually goes into his vest on his chest. Now, when I first saw these revealed, I think I even said it in the video, I wasn't sure, you know, what to think of them, just like everybody else when they revealed them at Toy Fair in February. And a lot of people are like, these don't look like G.I. Joes. They do, but they don't. They don't look like they're inspired looks from the original TV show, which is a lot of what everybody was expecting. These are more modern versions. I think these are actually technically from a video game that got delayed because of COVID-19, or I don't even know if it's coming out anymore. But anyway, so like I said before, it's good they started with Snake Eyes because he's more heavily articulated. Because you can tell this big rubber vest is going to get in the way of a lot of articulation just because of how big it is. He's got a hole in his back for something. I don't know what. I don't see anything that you can plug in there. You can't put the knife in there. Maybe there's going to be a future version with a big heavy artillery backpack or something. So you can see straight out the gate, he's got that swivel hinge. And it's hard to tell in this figure because this vest, there's no way to detach it. You would literally have to cut it off. Well, he's very articulated, but he's also very easy to move, which I like. This thing's got some weight to it. He's a big, thick chunk of plastic, that's for sure. But what I was hearing before, it doesn't look like they did it with this figure, but well, it's hard to tell because I can't see what's going on underneath the vest, but I thought they were doing like the Black Series, where the newer ones, where they had a neck joint inside the torso, and then another a ball peg up here. But it looks like they're just. Oh wait, did that just do what I think it did? Yeah, it does appear that the whole neck moves. I can't see where exactly that joint is, but it does do that. So it is correct, just like the Snake Eyes that was reported back in February. The neck does move, as you can clearly see. And then you also have this other kind of disc joint that so far I've not been able to take advantage of here. Well, it does move a little bit, maybe, but it's all on a ball peg too. It's on a ball socket over underneath his head on the top of that disc joint, but I can't seem to get the disc to move. There, that's what it looks like. And his head was really easy to move. This is on. It kind of feels like soft plastic, but it's not. It's hard. It just feels very smooth because he's bald. But there is a joint there. And as you can see, the entire neck moves. And then there's this joint. There we go. Finally got it to move. But, I mean, it was like stuck. And it's still stuck. So you might want to be careful with that. You get enough movement out of the regular neck itself. If this breaks, I'm going to call Amazon. I swear. But because the packaging was horrible to begin with. Alright, so that's a big snap. And the head seems to be a much darker tone than the actual neck. Which seems, I don't think I've seen that before. But he has a tattoo here. It's supposed to be like a lion. Anyway, I can barely see it myself. There's the lion. You can see the teeth in the hair. But yeah, they had to put it on 2 different joints. And it seemed to have done it well. It's just hard to pick up in the light because the light is not real. I don't know why it's not great in here. It's daytime and I got the light on. But anyway, he's got somewhat of a butterfly joint, but it doesn't seem to really go anywhere. I mean, just barely. Wait. So it does go forward a little bit, but it has very little range of motion. He's got double jointed elbows, and see, I might be able to get a little bit more range out of it. I mean, he goes up almost all the way. You can do the sound wave pose. Look at the way his glove is painted on this side. Because this, I almost didn't open this because of the other side. Because this one, see, it's all red right there. And it's just barely dribble of gray going down on that side. So I was thinking that this is actually supposed to be gray. And then I was looking at his other hand, trying to figure it out, because you can't see it anywhere in the artwork. But, I mean, this part is mostly red. So this one is too. But I think they could have done a little bit better on the gray right in there. But he does have a... You can see up there, he does have the same joint as Snake Eyes. And he can exactly the same. He's got a ball socket right here in the waist joint, so he can go 360. He can move around quite a bit. And it might help open the window a little bit more. But, yeah, so another thing he's got that I don't like are these hinges. They should be the same color as the gloves instead of whatever color they are. But they literally look like black plastic. It's not even the same color. Is that supposed to be his skin color? I don't even think it's the same color as his skin. It looks like, yeah, that looks black to me. It's not brown like his skin tone. Let's see, this one goes up pretty good. And he should really have the up and down joints. If you go, there's a video out there on YouTube. It says something about articulation. And the way, see, when you go like this, if you're holding a gun, you hold it like this. So you need a joint that goes, you know, up and down up the wrist. It does you no good to go like this. And no matter what kind of pose you want to put it in. Plain and simple. Okay, so let's see if he can kick his own butt. Well, he can kick his own back. He can go all the way up. He should be able to, yeah, full split. There we go. And I believe he has the kind of hips that they've been using with the Black Series, where you can, yeah, you can kind of sort of pull them down a little, and then you put them back up. I don't know if you saw that or not, but they have like a joint in there. I know Scarlett has it because I can see it inside of her package, but basically these can go up and down. Mine are nice and solid, so they're not loose and make things fall. But anyway, he's got the ankle pivot. He I don't think he can, yeah, he can't go up any because of his armor, but he can go back. And, yeah, he's still got the swivel at the thigh. But that's it for articulation. And I'm going to say, even though that he's got the armor bits and everything, see how much you can crunch. I mean, you can feel it. You can feel that joint in there. It's in there, but this thing blocks it. But he's still got good articulation except for that one part. Okay, so let's try to put this in his hand real quick. So there's the handle. I'm not looking through the screen, so if I'm not showing everything right. Oh, there's another handle over there. You could probably hold it with that too. And because of his bicep swivel, he can... Wow, this is going to be hard. I know he can hold it because I've seen people do it, but yeah, I don't think he can actually. I don't think he can this way, but if you take it out and you put it... This is going to be difficult, so hold on. Okay, so that paint mishap on the hand is not going to worry me too much if I have him holding something because it's going to be all covered up, his thumb. Now, if you see my videos, I never take off their hands. And I'm just assuming that they come off because it's, without heat. I just, yanked on it. Anyway, it took me, I don't know, a good 5 minutes just to get the hand to go around there. And I mean, just stick the finger trigger in there. His hands are kind of gummy, so they do loosen the fingers. And see the way the peg's sticking out. So I don't know how he's going to hold it, but because I still got to put the peg back into his arm. So I'll try it on camera. The very long pegs, a lot like the Power Rangers, longer than the Marvel Legends, most of them. So okay, so I got him to hold it at least at somewhat of a angle, and see, I don't know how he's supposed to hold this thing. I mean, I know how he's supposed to hold it, but I don't know how you're supposed to actually pull it off. So okay, here we go. And voila. So we can get that actually in there. Trying to see what I'm doing. There we go. And there it is. So needs to be looking the way he's aiming. That looks hilarious the way like pigeon toed. What the heck? Does he have like boot? Yeah, he has boot cut articulation too, my bad. But, okay. So, his foot is like really moving. This guy's got relatively loose joints. I mean, they're not like wiggly loose, but there we go. It's like he's been already broken in for you. Alright, so I'm almost running out of time. I don't know how much longer there is to go before it cuts off, but there's my review of Roadblock. I don't really particularly like that weapon. I mean, it looks cool, but I wish he had something more realistic and much easier to get for him to hold. But other than the missing articulation and the torso, and yes, I forgot to put his knife in there, I think it's a good figure. I give it a 9 out of 10 for the figure. I just don't like the weapon really. And there, it fits in just fine. Sticks out just a little bit, as you can see. It definitely sticks out. But I don't know why he has a hole in the back. Hopefully we can use that later on to put some big heavy thing on there. Or not heavy to make him fall over, but you know, like a big heavy backpack looking thing. And there it is there. So, like I said, I'll give him a 9 out of 10 because he's my first Joe, and I like him. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. But I think he's a great figure. I mean, he could do the full range of splits. That's not something that all 6-inch figures can do. See, she's a female figure, and she can barely get. She can't get all the way up herself. And anyway, Yo Joe, can't wait to review the next one.